Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now, it's real time. Sponsored by Cokewell Casino Resort.
Welcome back, everyone. We're joined in the studio by Mr. Ken Vellante. Ken, it's great to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Owen.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you're one of the highest requested guests that we have.
Oh my gosh.
We've got hundreds of guests, and lots of them get requested, but you get requested all the time. Initially, we were going to talk about plunking for sockeye, and we were planning way ahead, thinking, okay, this is the perfect time. We'll be right in the middle of it. People are going to get up. Well, it just didn't pan out.
It didn't pan out. The sockeye, the numbers, as we all know, was expected to be high, but it dropped off.
Yep, just died quick.
And fishing opportunity actually kind of died out there for everybody too. So, but upriver, hey, they're having fun.
They're smoking them.
Let's drive 6 hours, Owen.
No. Mainly because right now we can fish below Bonneville, and then after the 1st of August, when everybody goes down to Buoy 10, the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that will do that, I'm going to stay right up here in my backyard. And I'm either going to fish just like what we're going to talk about, or I'm going to be sitting in my willy boat and I'm going to be running wobblers or spinners in the right area, depending on what it is, right?
Correct.
But with fall Chinook coming up in just a couple of weeks, and then of course, if I were to go plunking right now, this is exactly how I would do it. It's going to be running wobblers, and you have literally cornered the market on making this 3-wobbler setup that you can just purchase, go out and utilize it and be successful.
Yeah, and the whole theory of it is, you know, when we're out there, like you said earlier when we were talking, man, it takes a lot of time to tie this up.
It does.
So we simplified everything so it's just all snap and go. You can literally be in the water in 8 minutes.
Which I find unbelievable.
Yeah.
I know that it's true, though, because I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you've done, simplifying, and this is what you do. He has his beautiful wife here with him. Does he think like this all the time? I mean, is this all he's thinking about?
All the time.
Okay, because if you're coming up with stuff like this, you're focusing. So let's talk a little bit about this, right?
Yeah.
This is, I got to kind of tangle up there, but here's your wheel that you have.
Correct.
You've got the bottom of your rig that starts out with your sandbag.
Correct.
Okay. There's no need to tie up a bunch of rocks with a whole pile of monofilament and then break them off. Okay. This is called technology that's been around for 100 years, and it works really, 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 really good, and people can't get upset about it. Now, if you plan ahead, you'd understand that. But this is all set up here, 30-foot setup.
30-foot setup, and so from the sandbag to the first tee that holds the first 48-inch leader to a 2-foot to your wobbler is 3 feet off the bottom.
Okay.
Right in the zone. And then 10 feet, and then another 10 feet. So you're covering basically, wow, a lot of the water columns all the way up.
Well, and, you know, based on what current's doing, you could even put a longer dropper on your sandbag.
Correct.
If the current gets ripping, you can shorten that up and keep that bottom one real close to the bottom.
Correct.
But based on what the tide is doing, especially now, you saw what we looked at, and you look at the tides too. They're vertical. They look like dog teeth, right? They're going straight up and straight down. That straight down, that's when you're out there wobbler fishing. So you could start out with really slow current, and then it's going to progressively get faster and faster and faster, and that's going to change where those fish might be in the water column.
Exactly. And to throw that in a little bit too, just remember when those currents really start ripping, remember to tune.
A good point.
Your wobbler, because when it's really slow, you want to tune this where it still has that dance. Once it starts ripping, you don't want this doing this. You want it to dance. So be very aware of tuning this.
You can just go ahead. I mean, we've done this before, but go ahead and show them how you would do that. You would flatten it or bend it.
You would flatten it and use a nice surface like that. And basically, during the times when the currents are really soft, you want it to have more of a bend, so it dances within. And then when the currents really start, normally out in the water, I'll just sit there and hand bend it.
Yeah, you can totally do that, sure.
And flatten it out a little bit more.
So, and even on the back of the Simon wobblers that you have here, there's instructions on there if you want to figure out how to actually adjust them. So that's actually written there. I'm not sure if Brad's has that on there or not, but oh, they do. It's just written out. So it's a simple process to get those wobblers to work correctly. And there was a question last weekend about goofy foot, which is what we call it, or wacky rigging a wobbler. There's a number of things that you can do in slow conditions to kind of get those wobblers to work right. But the rigging that you've got set up here, and I think that we've had a chance to at least expose it, and it's become so darn popular.
It has.
And one of the reasons why that is because you've made it easy to do. There was a lot of people that avoided it.
Correct.
Because it did take 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get everything all rigged up, and that can be kind of frustrating. But when you're actually putting all this together, and you get a chance to talk with the end user a lot, what's the number one question that people ask you? And then we'll go to break, Ryan. Sorry.
The number one question I get always asked is after they've learned the process of doing it, they always ask me, why do we use such thick mono?
Oh, such heavy gear. Okay, sure.
It's heavy gear. And in their mind, they're thinking more of a finesse fisheries, but in reality, it's a meat hunt.
Yeah.
And these fall Chinooks, summer Chinooks, are not line shy. That's the biggest question I get. If you can see, even my leader, 2-foot leader, is 100 pounds.
Right.
And straight to the wobbler. And that's the biggest thing. And the second question is rod selection.
And we'll talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of different versions. Edge makes a number of different rods, setups that work extremely well. But with this setup, having a little longer rod can be kind of nice, right?
Yes, it is, because you're competing with about 100 other fishermen next to you.
Right.
And they don't have the time to reel up their stuff because you have a 20-pound fall Chinook on there.
Or if you get lucky, maybe even bigger. Because those falls can be good size. All right, we're going to cut to break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Ken Vellante from Coldwater.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.